What's up, guys? It's your boy James, aka Different Days of Fun, aka DC's Fitman Right James, and today we're going to be taking a look at George Carlin for lots of fun and laughter all day, for not for children, because as George Carlin says, fuck the tail shit. Okay, let's get started. So you might remember in 2022, I did a video where I showcase a park I made called George Carlin.
Something else I'm getting tired of is all this stupid bullshit we have to listen to all the time about children. It's all you hear in this country. Children, help the children. What about the children? Save the children. You know what I say? Fuck the children. Fuck them.
And if you haven't seen it, go watch it first. It's going to have most of the rides in this park. I'm not going to go over the same ones again. This is an update video, a part 2, basically. So what are you waiting for? Go watch it! Or if you already watch it, then go ahead. So let me show you what's new at George Carlin. But first, let's have a moment of screaming for the attractions that existed back then, but have since then been removed. Motherfucker! And with that out of the way, here's what's new at George Carlin. First of all, I gave a new name to this coaster. It used to be called Losing Things, but then I thought, wait, is there anything at this park about a bullshit hunt? Apparently not. Let's name the coaster Bullshit Hunt. This is all about when George Carlin and the audience went a little bullshit hunt.
We're going to go back to advertising, and we're going to go on a little bullshit hunt. A little bullshit hunt. Going to look at some advertising lingo, especially food advertising. You know the people. Fresh, natural, hearty, old-fashioned, homemade goodness in a can. That kind of stuff.
It's a reference to when you talked about food advertising and how a lot of the stuff there doesn't need to be said, so that's very fun. And over here, I thought about putting an SNS free spin. I forgot what it was going to be called, but then I thought, wait, that's a wing coaster, and there's a wing coaster already over there. I should separate them to make it the illusion that they are separate rides, so, although, if I could make, like, the Intamin water coaster that's coming to Six Flags Over Georgia here, if I could figure that out, that'd be great. Do I have it? It's not available here, but I could use the RMC Raptor coaster to make it single rail. Oh yeah, there's a guest here called Leroy Jenkins. And right here in Mammoth Cave, Kentucky, there's a new coaster. Except, alright. Well, sort of. It's an RMC transformation of Rusted World Castle, which I love the name for, but it was a big Din Corp coaster. I knew at some point I was going to RMC it, and now it's called Interstate Inferno. This is all about the stand-up comedy session where George Carlin talks about an interstate fire. If there's one thing George Carlin loves, he loves chaos, destruction. He loves people panicking and things go wrong. He was a very funny man. And this coaster is all about the big countrywide fire, and uses the same station and shed as Rusted World Country Ashel. Should that count as swears? Yeah, I'm not running it, so I don't care. But there doesn't seem to be a line for it. It's a borderline walk-on, so come to George Carlin today. Woohoo! Oh wait, it doesn't exist. Motherfucker! I also added a path here underneath the B&M Invert Coaster Silver Douchebag. Over here, one thing I noticed is that when you're a new guest and you're walking here, you expect to go a bit further right here, right? Well, no, the path ends here. You have to go either into this area called Jammin' in New York. I used to call it Back in Town, but this part is now called Jammin' in New York because I just thought it was better. This part right here, though, is still called Back in Town. So when you're a new guest, you expect to go straight from the main plaza, right? Well, this path fixes that problem. And you can also get really good off-ride views of Old Fuck and Silver Douchebag. And there's even a little train crossing here. And there's also a path here that can bring you to the entrance of Silver Douchebag. douchebag. I made a transfer track right here. That's pretty cool, I guess. And OpenRCD 2 had an update. Try singing that in the tune of Old MacDonald Had a Farm, which you can make the block breaks go faster. It used to go to 4 miles per hour. Whenever I test, I put it at that speed just to make sure it can start from stopping position. But look, it went at like 14 miles per hour over there. So now it goes a little bit faster in the second half of the course. That is very, very useful. Even increases throughput a bit because it finishes the course a little bit sooner. It used to crawl through that 0G roll, but not anymore. This is where biker assholes used to be. I liked that steeplechase coaster, but it wasn't anything at a really low capacity, on like 200 guests per hour, and the bikes always stop at the block breaks. So I thought I would try making my first Mauer spinning coaster. Previously, the only coasters I made were the Reverchon spinning wild mouses, but this is from OpenRC2, and I thought I'd give it a try. I did 2 samples of it, and this was the one with the better rating, so I thought that's what I'll go with. Look at it go. It's called Schmuck School, which is a reference to George Carlin's When Will Jesus Bring the Pork Chops book. It's going to take a while to find the clip of him saying that in the audiobook, but do it anyway.
Why not be a schmuck, a licensed practicing schmuck, or, if you qualify, a CPS, a certified public schmuck? It may not seem like it when you look around, but there's actually a shortage of schmucks in America. As a result, there's big money in schmucking. The average schmuck earns $28,000 a year plus benefits, and there are openings for schmucks in every field. The government is run by schmucks, big business is run by schmucks, and the retail field is crawling with schmucks. And more people are becoming independent freelance schmucks on their own. Call the Schmuck Technical Institute today and get our free booklet, Hey Putz, Be a Schmuck.
And this section of Q Line is the same as biker assholes, but the station's a little bit different. I cleared some land and made it look very pretty. I previously thought I wasn't going to like it. Let me show you how it looked during construction. But it really shows how some scenery can do very well in this game. I really like seeing the before and after pictures right here. So let's see what else is new. Unfortunately, I had to remove Women's 200-meter breaststroke. I didn't want to, but this area of the park didn't used to look very nice. But I thought I would make an SNS free spin, and it's going to the sports theme section of the park. And I even add some custom supports, 100% vanilla. Gasoline Fire, which is one of George Carlin's ideas for a basketball game.
Another thing I would do for basketball, at the center court line, for 10 feet on either side of the center court line, I would have a gasoline fire. You talk about the fast break, you'd see the really fast break.
Very fun. It's my first SNS free spin in this game. Of course, the actual type isn't in it. It's not even only goes to Tycoon 3. But I use a multi-dimension coaster, and it's not actually free spinning, it's controlled, but I tried doing it in the way that I usually experience SS free spins with. And yeah, it has a pretty long line. And of course, I have a second queue line so you can access the other part of the wing, but that's not how the gate works. You can access it right next to randomly placed landmines. One of my favorite coasters in the park, and baseball versus football.
Baseball, football, baseball, 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 football, baseball, football, baseball, football, baseball, football, football, baseball, football, baseball, football, baseball, football, baseball, football, baseball, football, baseball, baseball, football, baseball, football, baseball, football, football, baseball.
I moved all 45 guys play at once the Gravitron ride to make room for the Gasoline Fire. 2 fire-themed coasters so far. There's a little bit of a upgrade to the World Country section park. This is Mammoth's Cave, Kentucky, Frog Balls, Arkansas, and to complete the collection, I thought the next city would be Kiri Lake, Arizona, but it was not Kiri Lake, Arizona. Instead, it's called Balance the Budget.
I got a lot of good ideas. Balance the stupid fucking budget. Here's another idea. I'm going to save you a whole lot of money on prisons, but at the same time, we are still going to remove from society many of our more annoying citizens. 4 groups are going away permanently.
It's in 2 sections right here. This is more of the desert themed area, and this is the forest themed section. This Arrow Mine Train is called Off You Go to Colorado.
Next group, drug addicts and alcoholics. Everyone will get 12 chances to clean up. Okay, all right. 15. That's fine, and that's it. If you can't make it in 15 tries, off you go to Colorado. Each week, all of the illegal drugs confiscated in the United States that the police and DEA don't keep for their own personal use will be airdropped into Colorado. And we're going to turn the Coors Brewery over to the beer-drinking assholes, and everyone can stay wasted, wired, stoned, bombed, hammered, smashed, and shit-faced round the clock on another new cable channel, Shit-Face Central. This is the real Rocky Mountain High!
Which I built after, of course, the Hypercoaster Moment of Screaming. It's actually a Giga Coaster model, but it's as tall as a Hypercoaster, not, you know what I mean. This coaster is important. It looks very nice. It has some catwalks there, and it goes through trench. I thought, wow, it's quite a miracle that Moment of Scream was able to be placed underneath the track of Off You Go to Colorado. So, after this, I thought, well, maybe the rides I place in the park should be in which they were built, and there's one really enormous park where I did that with. I'm planning on filming and releasing it in the next couple of months. So, I'm going to show how that goes, and every single stall has some kind of reference to George Carlin. This is called Coors Brewery, a reference to Balance the Budget. This is Shut Your Cake Hole, I like that. Health Maintenance Organization, which I talked about part 1. Supply Code by the Gate. Oh yeah, there's a big fence around the Balance the Budget area, of course. Theme 2, where he talks about how he wants to save money on prisons.
Except for the big fences. And I think I have another one of my really good ideas for cable TV. Gates. Small sliding gates in the fences. Think of what you've got here. Think of what you've got. Predators, degenerates, crackheads, and fruitcakes. 900 miles of fence separating them. Every 50 miles, you put a small sliding gate. But the gates are only 10 inches wide, and they're only open once a month for 7 seconds. And you know something? Fuck cable. This shit has got to be on pay-per-view.
There are a couple new rides here. This is Steel Dildo. This is Shitface Central, VNN Violence News Network, and the biggest new coaster here, a B&M stamp coaster called Maniac. I guess I could have made a floorless coaster because there isn't really any floorless coaster here. I mean, unless you count this as floorless, because even though it's a wing model, or this, but it's inverted. I just thought floorless coaster would be too similar to wing, so I just make a stand-up coaster. It's pretty cool. It's quite intense. There's a loop after it. I tried to get the track to go through loop, I couldn't figure out how. But it's only B&M stand-up coaster with interlocking corkscrews. Ooh! And it's on a very neat sand rock area with lots of cacti there. And I had to reboot the train a bit, but you go over in a queue line. That's a lot of fun. One section of the prison, George Carlin wants maniacs and crazy people go. How does it go? A maniac will beat you to death with a steel dildo. A crazy person is the same, but he'll be wearing a Bugs Bunny suit while he does it. So that's where the name comes from. One of these used to be in this section of the park. Oh yeah, I believe it was this ride, but then I thought, it's one of his best shows. I should have a whole themed area section to it. And of course, one of my favorite moments of George Carlin, where he said that Wayne LaPierre is a bad name for a gun nut, which recently I heard he resigned. I'm out! Bing bing! And so this coaster is called Biff Whipster. But I made a souvenir shop disguise it as a game area called Spud Crowley's Gallery, where you can get an umbrella or a cuddly toy when you shoot targets. And of course, wait, that's Frog Ball's General Store. Where's the other thing? Oh yeah, hamburgers. Chuck Sticks! That's quite funny. What's the iced tea called? Titty bar. And I believe that's it for the additions to George Carlin Land since 2022. Of course, I can't go through every ride or else I would be here all day. I don't know, maybe I can make this downloadable at some point. That'll be fun. Thank you for watch. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, the day after this video is scheduled to be released is George Carlin's birthday. He would have been 87 years old tomorrow. World's not the same without you, George Carlin. You died way too soon. No, wait, he didn't die. He passed away, like he said in euphemisms.
Bullshit, I'm getting old. And it's okay, because thanks to our fear of death in this country, I won't have to die. I'll pass away.
That man was a legend. I really wish I had the opportunity to see him in real life. His legacy carries on. And I thought this park was a great way to honor him, and I thought this weekend was a perfect time to show you the updates to honor this absolutely legendary guy.